The 2014 KTM 1290 Super Duke R ABS. When it comes to naked bikes, KTM is without a doubt one of the top manufacturers. Its products have never disappointed us as far as performances and reliability are concerned, and the 1290 Super Duke R makes no exception. The motorcycle is built around a 2-cylinder, 4-stroke, spark ignition, 75 degrees V arrangement, liquid-cooled engine with a displacement of 1,301 cc. The unit is brought to life by an electric starter and generates a maximum output of 132 kilowatts, 180 PS. For enhanced performances, the motorcycle features adjustable riding modes, PowerParts setups and ABS. The engine is housed by a tubular space frame made from chrome molybdenum steel. The frame sits on front WP suspension upside-down forks, 125 mm wheel travel, and a rear WP suspension monoshock absorber, 156 mm wheel travel. Hit the jump for more information on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R ABS. Overview. KTM 1290 Super Duke R ABS 2014, Unleash the Beast. In the form of the KTM 1290 Super Duke R, KTM has crowned its legendary naked bike model range with a machine that redefines the term street fighter. One look at its impressive performance data and aggressive design is enough to see that the 1290 R is the most extreme Super Duke ever. Thanks to unbeatable performance in conjunction with the versatility provided by the adjustable riding modes and PowerParts setups, pure riding pleasure is pre-programmed, from the racetrack to the city and everywhere in between. The new KTM 1290 Super Duke R perfectly embodies the KTM philosophy: endless power, highest precision, perfect ergonomics, finest ingredients, not a gram too many, simply ready to race. The KTM 1290 Super Duke R, high-tech in an aggressive design with unprecedented functionality and razor-sharp sportiness reduced to the essentials. The new KTM 1290 Super Duke R transforms optimum performance with maximum safety into ultimate riding pleasure. 2014 KTM 1290 Super Duke R ABS features and benefits. Perfect handling. Chassis. Mechanics can be so beautiful, above all, when designers can draw on unlimited resources. Whether it be the tubular space frame, the single-sided swingarm, the fork or the shock absorber, the KTM 1290 Super Duke R consists of only the finest components. Perfectly arranged and tuned with one another, for only so are such excellent steering precision or such gigantic reserves created. Single-sided swingarm. The jaw-droppingly beautiful, light alloy, single-sided swingarm on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R is not only the lightest in its class but also particularly precisely manufactured and generously dimensioned, a potent partner when the Super Duke R unleashes its torque and riding dynamics. The rear wheel is fitted to an axle 50 mm in diameter and bolted in place with a 60 mm central wheel nut. The design of the swingarm is adapted optimally to the tubular space frame in terms of flexural behavior and stiffness. A high-precision, eccentric adjustment is used for tensioning the chain. Shock absorber. The directly articulated, high-quality WP pressurized gas central rear shock with external remote reservoir offers numerous setting options over a wide setup range. Compression and rebound damping can be regulated independently, with separate settings for high-speed and low-speed compression damping. In addition, the spring preload can be adjusted by hand. Wheels and tires. With seamlessly wound tread strips, the tailor-made Dunlop Sportsmart squared tires on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R enter new technological territory. For even wear, perfect steering behavior, grip in every situation and fantastic ride stability. Perfect tires for perfect riding pleasure. The tubeless sports tires are fitted on extremely lightweight, light alloy wheels manufactured in a low-pressure die casting process. Not only do the lightweight wheels make the bike lighter overall, they also minimize the unsprung masses and moment of inertia, with a positive impact on the handling and ride dynamics of the KTM 1290 Super Duke R. Telescopic fork. Thanks to multiple setting options for spring preload and damping, the extremely stable and torsion-resistant upside-down telescopic fork from WP suspension on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R also enables optimum adjustment of the chassis to suit the respective operational use and preferences of the rider. Not only can rebound and compression damping be set separately, but also completely independently from each other thanks to the split principle. The left fork tube controls compression and the right one rebound damping. This allows riders to find their desired setup quicker and more precisely. Power without end. Engine management. The electronic Cayenne engine management system with twin throttle valves regulates the modern electronic fuel injection system, focusing on maximum power with predictable engine characteristics and spontaneous responsiveness with controllable throttle response. The throttle body has been enlarged from 52 to 56 mm in the area of the throttle valves for the KTM 1290 Super Duke R in order to optimize power development. Crankshaft. The responsiveness and free revving nature of the KTM 1290 Super Duke R's engine are also enhanced by the very low reciprocating weight of its crankshaft. Moreover, the flow-optimized shape of the crank webs boosts the particularly low loss running of the crank drive, with casing evacuation improved by use of a third oil pump. Engine. The engine on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R originates from one of the most powerful and refined V2 power units of our times, from the engine of the KTM 1190 RC8R Superbike. KTM engineers increased the displacement of the LC8 power plant, not simply by boring it out, but by well-balanced enlargement of both bore and stroke. Weighing in at around 62 kilograms, the extremely slim 4-valve unit is one of the lightest big twins in the world, yet it still develops no less than 180 horsepower peak power and 144 Nm maximum torque. Cylinder heads. A major contribution is made to the outstanding performance of the LC8 engine on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R by its state-of-the-art DOHC 4-valve cylinder heads with twin-plug ignition. The twin ignition system controls the ignition sparks of both spark plugs in each cylinder head independently of each other using separate characteristic maps, thereby ensuring both more efficient combustion and a smoother combustion sequence. The result is more power, more torque, smoother running, even better controllability, higher fuel economy and lower emissions. Two overhead camshafts in each cylinder head use DLC-coated cam followers to operate 4 valves that control the charge cycle via flow-optimized ducts. Pistons. The forged piston structure on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R, borrowed from Formula One technology, results in a high loading capacity, despite the extremely short and lightweight design. Although they have grown in diameter by 3 mm compared with those of the 1190 RC8R, the pistons on the Super Duke R are a whole 47 grams lighter. In this way, reciprocating weight is minimized, thereby maximizing the responsiveness and free revving nature of the engine. Furthermore, the piston skirts have a state-of-the-art, hard anodized finish. Not only does this minimize friction, it is also particularly hard-wearing with a consequently positive impact on durability. Slipper clutch. The slipper clutch on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R automatically takes the pressure from the clutch plates when engine back torque becomes too high. This effectively prevents rear wheel chatter when braking sharply. In addition, the clutch increases pressure on the clutch plates with increasing engine torque, thereby allowing softer clutch springs to be used. This reduces the hand strength required for hydraulic actuation of the clutch. It can now be controlled with just one finger. Exhaust system. The KTM 1290 Super Duke R's completely newly designed exhaust system is made entirely from rust-proof stainless steel. Hundreds of test bench runs and complex simulations ensured that the exhaust system, which accommodates the regulated catalytic converter in the pre-silencer, contributes decisively to the extremely smooth torque curve and excellent emission values of the powerful twin-cylinder. Everything in sight, everything under control. Cockpit. The KTM 1290 Super Duke R supplies its rider with all necessary and desirable information on a state-of-the-art, clearly arranged instrument cluster from VDO. Core data is displayed on a central instrument that consists of an analog rev counter with integrated, adjustable gearshift light and an LCD display. This display is dominated by a digital speedometer and supplemented with a digital clock, a gear indicator, bar graphs for coolant temperature and fuel level, plus the display for the selected ride mode. A second LCD display is positioned to the left of the central instrument, which serves the purpose of conveying important additional information and displaying numerous menu pages as a screen for the onboard computer. Everything is tidy, clean, clear, intuitive and simple to operate, while riding as well. Mode switch. The onboard computer's menu pages are selected and operated using the 4 control keys of the mode switch on the left handlebar grip. It's very simple and intuitive. Up and down through the menu selection, select the desired menu item with the left button, confirm it with the right, job done. The exit key on the left of the mode switch can be pressed at any time to return to the previous menu level. A user can learn menu navigation in no time at all. Ergonomics. Have you ever thought about seat position? Stack and reach, leg arch length, seat height, seat foam, knee angle and knee contact, handlebar width, position and offset, the shore hardness of grip rubbers, tall riders, short riders, fat or skinny, simply everything is as it should be on the new 1290 Super Duke R. Simply get on and feel comfortable. Everyone, male or female. User value. Surprises are best when nobody expects them. For example, the KTM 1290 Super Duke R is very economical with fuel. And it only needs to be serviced every 15,000 kilometers. And it comes with a daytime running light as standard, amazing wind protection plus sufficient comfort for longer trips. Maximum performance, optimum safety. Ride mode technology. Ride mode technology provides the rider with a choice of 3 ride modes on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R, which can be selected quickly and simply with the mode switch on the handlebar. In conjunction with the ride-by-wire system, the selected ride mode influences the general responsiveness of the engine, its maximum peak power and traction control (MTC) intervention. Street and Sport modes deliver a full 180 horsepower and appropriately potent power development with a sporty traction setting. By contrast, Rain mode limits maximum output to 100 horsepower with smoother performance and traction characteristics. Rider assistance. The unique combination of a sensational engine with a perfectly balanced chassis supplies the rider with unlimited riding pleasure and a high level of safety in all conditions on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R. The prerequisites for absolute predictability and highest safety levels are provided not least by the KTM 1290 Super Duke R's leading-edge assistance systems, ride mode technology, ride-by-wire, lean-sensitive traction control (MTC), and Bosch 9M Plus 2-channel ABS. Ride-by-wire. Instead of the electronic injection system's throttle valves being controlled by cables, ride-by-wire processes throttle twist grip movements with the help of electronic sensors and activates the throttle valves accordingly using servo motors. However, the ride-by-wire system on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R achieves even more. It electronically translates the throttle commands of the rider into optimum throttle valve positions for the current riding situation. Choking, jolting and involuntary wheelies are a thing of the past. Traction control (MTC). The MTC motorcycle traction control lean-sensitive traction control system reacts immediately if the rotational speed of the rear wheel is disproportionate to the riding situation. In a matter of milliseconds, MTC reduces the engine output with an extremely smooth, barely perceptible intervention at the throttle valves, until the system has reduced slippage to optimum proportions for the selected ride mode and current angle of lean. Depending on the selected ride mode, MTC traction control allows different levels of traction slip at the rear wheel. In street mode somewhat more than in rain mode, while slight power slides are allowed when exiting curves in sport mode. All this means that the rider can concentrate fully on the run of the road and other road users, the guarantee for maximum performance and ultimate riding pleasure, but also a decisive contribution to active safety. For particularly ambitious riders, who feel like enjoying the breathtaking propulsion of the KTM 1290 Super Duke R without any electronic assistance, the traction control can also be switched off. Anti-lock braking system (ABS). Like no other ABS, the Bosch 9M Plus 2-channel, anti-lock braking system on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R stands for extremely short braking distances with optimum vehicle control. The system modulates brake pressure in such a way that locking of the wheels is prevented perfectly and the endo tendency is minimized when braking hard on surfaces with good grip. Depending on the selected ride mode, sport, street, rain, the traction control system intervenes sportily, delayed to safely, undelayed. For racetrack use, ABS can be deactivated at both the front and rear wheel. In Supermoto mode, only the rear wheel is freed from ABS intervention. Front brake. More than adequate deceleration is ensured at the front wheel on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R by a Brembo twin-disc brake with two floating, 320 mm perforated brake discs, two radially mounted, M54 piston monoblock fixed calipers and a radial hand pump. The spacing between hand brake lever and handlebar is adjustable so that the lever is within easy reach for every rider. Rear brake. The front brake receives effective support from the disc brake on the rear wheel, which features a floating perforated disc and a 4-piston fixed caliper. The enormous potential of the Brembo brakes can be exploited to the full on the KTM 1290 Super Duke R thanks to its sportily tuned anti-lock braking system. Steering damper. With its extraordinary stability and razor-sharp precision, the KTM 1290 Super Duke R doesn't really need a steering damper. However, on a motorcycle with 180 horsepower, the front wheel does become light when riding hard and then any pothole or little bump in the road can cause handlebar kickback. The KTM 1290 Super Duke R is therefore equipped for safety reasons with an equally reliable and sensitive, hydraulic steering damper from WP Suspension. Specifications.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.